Hey, what's up, everybody? Back again with another album review. This time, just like last year with the two Devin Townsend albums, we are going to be reviewing another double album here for this video. We're about to review the brand new double album from Periphery, Juggernaut Alpha and Juggernaut Omega. For those out there who don't know who Periphery is a progressive metal band that formed in the mid-2000s from Maryland, and they're often considered one of the pioneers of the DJENT movement in progressive metal. Pretty much a style that was made up because they wanted to have something to be named for Meshuggah or something like that. But with Periphery, they're able to take a lot of influences from many different bands. Bands including Opeth, bands like Between the Buried and Me, Dillinger Escape Plan, Tool, Dream Theater, Gojira, Devin Townsend, Deftones, so many bands that Periphery is able to take influence from and try to combine it, and Porcupine Tree and other bands, and combine them in their own unique way. So far, before this double album came out, they had two albums, Periphery and Periphery 2, this time it's Personal. And with the new double album from Periphery, Juggernaut Alpha, Juggernaut Omega, they are trying to go for something that was very similar to pretty much sum both albums up with how it was presented, with the sound on each of them. It was almost kind of a reminiscence to Opeth's Deliverance and Damnation albums, where Deliverance was more of the really heavy dark stuff and Damnation was more the lighter type of stuff. But with this album, both albums have heavy songs. But Alpha, I felt, was the little more of the lighter album, and Omega was the heavier album, if you ask me. But both albums are heavy regardless, but you get the drift. With Alpha, that first half of the album, from the first track, A Black Minute, to the fifth track, The Scrooge, all five of those tracks had something unique to offer, including a couple of short songs like MK Ultra, which was under 3 minutes, The Event, which was about nearly 2 minutes, and so on and so forth. Those tracks, even though they were short, they were able to present to you what the next upcoming songs were going to be like. The second half of Alpha, I felt, kind of fell down a little bit, but still it was no slouch. I mean, the title track of the Alpha disc wasn't all that great. It was a good track, but not necessarily one that struck me all that much. Same with the song Rainbow Gravity. But with songs like 22 Faces, which was just a heavy Dillinger Escape Plan-esque kind of song with a little bit of Protest the Hero thrown in there. But that last track on Alpha, Psychosphere, about over 6 minutes long, and it was just able to showcase what Periphery is truly all about, and that's diversity. So really with Alpha, you had some amazing guitar playing, including great acoustic guitar that kind of harkens back a little bit to stuff like Opeth and Porcupine Tree, for me, in a way. The production was awesome, really on both albums, the production and the guitars were great in diverse tracks, but with Alpha, that first half was just an amazing first half. Not to say the rest of the album's any slouch, but that first half was just amazing. So overall with Alpha, I'd give Alpha probably an 84 out of 100. Because that second half kind of fell a little bit, but it picked up with the final two tracks, particularly Psychosphere. But the first half is definitely what you want to check out for the most part when it comes to Alpha. But that last two tracks, Four Lights and Psychosphere, great double closers on that one. With Omega, that's when they kind of went in a heavier direction, almost kind of a heaviness toward Meshuggah, Dillinger Escape Plan, and Between the Buried and Me. But also, you have a little bit of Dream Theater-esque kind of soundscapes with the acoustic guitars and soft moments during some of the tracks on Omega. But it started off with that introduction reprise, which is picking up where Psychosphere left off to get started with Omega, and then throughout the whole album, or the second disc with Omega. Much better than Alpha. The only track that didn't really strike me was Hell Below, but the title track of the Omega disc, Omega, at nearly 12 minutes long, it was an amazing song. It had so much to offer. It had a lot of the stuff you would hear from old Periphery, but with a little bit more added on to it. Even the final track on Omega, Stranger Things, was even just like the title track, Omega. So, but also like songs like Graveless, which had like a really, really heavy thrash introduction going for it. Sort of similar to, like I say, like Meshuggah and Dillinger Escape Plan, and even Between the Buried and Me, who have really heavy but also some fast moments going for it. And it was just amazing to hear that throughout that track with Graveless. But really, the song Omega is what sets the tone for both discs, because that song just had a lot of diversity to it, and of course it has diversity. They're a prog band, so there you go. Pretty much it tells you right there. But with both discs, you had some great guitar playing. That was, I felt, the MVP of the discs was the guitars. The production was just amazing. You could hear everything, the vocals, the drums, the guitars, the bass, everything. You could hear it perfectly. The production, I feel this is one of the best production albums of the 2010s, if you ask me. Not the best, but one of the best. And this was just unbelievable, the production. The songs had a lot of different elements going for it. There you have some acoustic moments, you have some fast, heavy, brutal moments, and you have your typical prog moments that you would expect in a progressive metal band. But I will say this, the vocals, in my personal opinion, the vocals kinda at times on certain songs can be a little bit irritating, because I understand it's the way the guy sings, but at the same time he sounds like a singer who should be in a post-hardcore band. But I do give him credit that that's the way he sings, but at the same time the vocals, in my opinion, for Periphery can get a little bit irritating, but not too much to where I turn the song off. Because if I were to done that, then no, I wouldn't have listened to these albums. I mean, the vocals aren't bad, it's just at times, not every song and every moment he sings, it's just at times the vocals can be a little bit irritating. But yeah, but with Omega, I give Juggernaut Omega an 89 out of 100. I felt Omega, the second disc of Juggernaut, was great, but to combine the scores together to an average score, I give it about an 86 out of 100 for the Juggernaut Alpha and Mega double album for Periphery. But anyways, that does it for this review. If you guys have heard the album, what did you guys think of it? Leave a comment down below. What did you think of Periphery's double albums, Juggernaut, Alpha, and Omega? But anyways, peace, people.